Hi neighbors, welcome back to another video of Cooking with Neighbors. My name is Jerry Ellen and welcome to my channel. It's my pleasure to have you here. I am making some scones today, so pull up a seat. I'm going to get you tea or coffee or a cold beverage, whatever you prefer, and we're going to get to baking. I'm making two different kinds of scones. One is cherry scones, because they're on sale now at most grocery stores because cherries are in season. And rhubarb scones. And I got rhubarb because they're in season here anyway, and they remind me of my nanny, and I was thinking of her the other day. It's basically the same recipe, except I do a few minor adjustments with the rhubarb for my scones, okay? This is an easy, quick recipe. You're gonna love it. I'm gonna take you over here. My oven is preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or around 200 degrees Celsius. Also, neighbors, I'm going to insert somewhere in this video my Caesar salad dressing recipe. I'm just loosening my flour here. And I promised my friend Belinda that I would make the Caesar salad dressing and share that here. So I'm going to insert that at some point in this video. It's really good. And it's using mayonnaise. I loosened my flour. I need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I just level it off. Okay. Put 1/4 of a cup of granulated sugar. And add 1 tablespoon of baking powder, not 1 teaspoon. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1 stick of butter, that's 1/2 cup, or 125 mils of butter. Cold butter. I'm going to use my pastry cutter and I'm going to cut that butter through the flour for a minute or so till I get a lot of crumbly pieces. How's everybody doing today? How's the weather where you are? We have been having a bit of rain, which is not bad. We've been having some warm weather and we've been having some rain, so I'm not going to complain. Across Canada, across the board, we're supposed to have a warmer than normal summer. I don't mind warm, I mind humidity. That's the part because I remember when we went with the boys in New Orleans, although it was really hot, the heat was different. It wasn't so humid. At the time we went, anyway. Who am I kidding? I kept on looking for air conditioning places, running into stores to cool off. This is 1 cup of cherries. You can use dried cherries if you want, or you can use fresh. I'm using fresh. And I just used a paring knife and I cut around the pit. So you'd want to make sure that they're pitted. And chop that up and put that in with the flour. All kinds of different size pieces in there. So this is my wet ingredients. 1/2 cup of heavy cream, or you can use buttermilk, or you can use evaporated milk. So I'm going to put my egg. It's a large egg. And I'm going to put a teaspoon of vanilla. And I put parchment paper on my baking sheet. Wash my hands again. I'm going to turn this out into a lightly floured surface. I'm going to roll this, or I'm going to turn it out onto a lightly floured surface, and I'm going to knead it slightly a few times. And now I'm just pressing it out. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, I kind of pressed it a little thinner than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. So these ones aren't going to be very big, and I'm going to cut 8 wedges out of these. The next ones, the rhubarb ones, I'm going to do a bit thicker, and I'm only going to cut like 4. So you can make them as large or as small as you want. So between 4 and 8. I'm going to do various amounts because I'm going to make a few batches, but I am going to let you know the recipe and how long it takes. And today I am going to top both the scones with the same topping. I like to put a sugary topping, especially on the rhubarb, because the rhubarb is a bit tart. And it gives a nice balance to the tartness. Well, I'm just brushing them with the heavy cream. And I'm just going to do the same with these cherry scones, or scones. I go back and forth now how I say that. The Scottish way is scones. And I use this here because the granules are a little bigger, so I like it. It's a raw sugar, and it's really good. Okay, I'm going to pop them into our preheated oven. So right now I'm just repeating the recipe basically with my 2 cups of flour that I loosened. I scoop into my cup, I level it off, and that's about as accurate as you're going to get for measurements with flour without weighing it. So everything is the same, and I'm just doing it on fast forward here until I get to the rhubarb. 1 cup of diced up small rhubarb, but I put 2 tablespoons of sugar on my rhubarb. And the cook time, you have to watch the rhubarb because of the moisture that's in the rhubarb. The cook time could be an extra 2 or 3 minutes. So that would be the adjustments. And I always put sugar topping type thing on the scones for the rhubarb ones. Got my stick of butter in. Just going to add my rhubarb, and I'm going to mix it all through, and then add my wet ingredients, form a ball, and just, you know the drill. I pulled some of the stringy bits off of my rhubarb, but I'm just making sure that there's no other stringy bits.
If there is a warm cup of coffee.
Now, if they were all the same size, like the last batch and this batch, being about inch high, then you would bake them for 15 to 18 minutes. And yeah, but these would go probably an extra 2 or 3 minutes if they were the same size. Did that kind of bake time. Okay, I'm going to brush these first, and I'm going to put the sugar top on. And while they are baking, I need to water my flowers out in the garden. So you may as well join me in the garden once I get these in the oven. Yeah, when I said I peeled back Like the stringy bits, I just did that with the rhubarb. So it's not all.
If there is a life to share, it's with you. In morning light, you hear my story. Oh, and it's good to have a friend like you. There are times when I wanna be lonely. There are times when life can be downright cruel. Life is up and it's down, oh, it's all up.
Okay, neighbors, we're having Caesar salad later on today, and I'm just making the dressing. It's very quick and simple, and it's so good, okay? So I need to share it with you because it is so good. I have a cup of mayonnaise, 2 teaspoons minced garlic, 2 teaspoons of the Dijon mustard, 1, 2 teaspoons of Worcestershire, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Oops, that was the tablespoon. I splashed it over anyway. 2 teaspoons of anchovy paste. I'm just gonna eyeball it. 1, 2. Maybe a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. Save the salt for after I grate the Parmesan cheese in because this is salty. Like a 1/2 cup. More or less, but I'm aiming for around a 1/2 cup. Mix it really good so you get the anchovy paste and everything through there. Oh, so good. A little bit, just a little sprinkle. That is so good. I'll show you the thickness of it. It's so delicious. This is my friend Belinda. I told her that I would make this here. This is a nice, quick Caesar dressing. It lasts up to a week. I put it in a jar in the refrigerator. This will be gone in a day or two anyway because I'm for my lunch preps and whatnot. So that's it in a nutshell. Look at these neighbors. I cut them into 4 a batch. I cut them into 6 a batch, and I cut them into 8 a batch, and I made a whole bunch. Now we have to have a tasty poo because don't they look delicious? Okay, neighbors, they are all cooled and looking inviting. Having a glass of water with a little bit of ice water with a little bit of lemon. I was going to make us a cup of tea, but I was out there pulling weeds. And now I feel more like a cold glass of water. So let's have one. Here, take one. Help yourself. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. I'm going to be freezing some of these to take to Casey. We're going to go over to visit. We're going to pick them up. And we're all going to head out to Niagara Falls and spend an afternoon there and take you along with us. The ones that were thinner, they only took about 15, 16 minutes to bake, these smaller ones. The larger cherry ones, they took around 20 minutes. And add an extra 2-3 minutes on for your rhubarb ones. I love rhubarb, but I grabbed this one, so I'm gonna have it, this cherry one. And the little sugary top, oh, it's like a cookie. Mmm. I love it. Easy recipe. Excuse me. I'll leave the recipes in the description box under the video for the, yeah, and a link. I usually do up a link. I type up a resume, oh my gosh. I type up a recipe and I make a link, and then people can click on it and it'll go over to the recipe and you can download it and print it off if you want. I should have grabbed a little plate. You want me to try the rhubarb too, don't you? I'm gonna put this one over here for a sec. I don't want to disappoint you. A small one, small rhubarb one. Kind of small. I have to break off a piece because that's kind of big. I'll share that with Graham when he gets home. These ones are still a little warm. You can cut them open, put some butter on them. One of these videos, I'm going to make another kind of type of scone. Round ones, whatever. Triangle ones, wedges. Anyway, I have a few scone recipes that we enjoy. And I'll have to make some clotted cream, if you saw like that, to go with your scones. So nice. Another nice thing is nice lemon glaze on top, if you like, over the cherries and lemon. Anyway, hope that you liked the video. Peace, love, and God bless, and please come back again. Bye.